I think we are sitting in a very, very interesting space right now. I think today, if I was to talk about AI, I think everybody knows about it. I think it's gone from the boardroom to the break room. Everybody uses it in some format or the other, some to write emails, some to do complex tasks. But I think the reality of AI is here. And I think in the very near future, AI will become part and parcel of the workspace that we occupy today. And I think as we transform, I think clearly the movement of AI will transform how we work and how we interact with the workspace as well. As we speak about AI, I think AI and integration of AI into the workspace will become as essential as the integration of Wi-Fi that has happened. And I think as we speak, the AI revolution is going to transform the workspace in meaningful ways. I think the way we at least think about it is that we have to move away from the physical workspace to thinking about as a experiential workspace, because I think the dimensions of work, the regular process oriented work, are going to change dramatically, because a lot of those mundane tasks that we all end up doing, I think, are going to be done by AI agents, right? And as you do complex tasks, I think the level of workspace and the maturity, the agility and the culture will become the three cornerstones of how you think and design the workspace. We believe that culture will become the most meaningful platform on what you would build your workplace on, right? I think the cultural continuum will allow humans and bots or AI agents to co-create as we go forward. But I think culture will become even more meaningful in the future, because as you drive your companies, a lot of the innovation will happen through AI, but I think the culture will tie the organization together and kind of move it forward. If we really look at it, there have been three parts to the overall workplace evolution, right? There was the pre-COVID era, where it was people, process, and you were asked to do your productive work. It was very democratized in the sense of you had to come. There was not a lot of choice given, but you were asked to come to work every day. Then hybrid era hit post COVID, and now we talk about me, we, us spaces. All of these have become prevalent. We had a discussion yesterday on human-centered design and how humans have become at the core of it. I think we are fast moving into an AI first era, and the AI first era, machines, robots, people will coexist. I was at Cornell recently, and they have already built what's called an autonomous room. And what that autonomous room does is that it adapts to your requirements. So if you need to collaborate, the room changes. If you need to do heads down work, the room changes. You need acoustical privacy, the room changes, and all the people in the room itself coexist and co-create. So I think the future of that is already here. And I think, again, I believe in the next 3 to 4 years that a prototype will become a reality. So I think in the new workspace, the trinity, as we look at it, the cultural connection between the team members will become even more prevalent and important, because hybrid work is here to stay. People will need to be tied to an organization based on the culture of the organization, kind of the purpose of the organization, and the mission and the vision of the organization. I think extremely important. As we work in multiple formats, as machines come into our workspaces, it will become even more important for the human community to build those bridges, build those bonds, build those connections. I think so. Organizations will be forced to create opportunities for communities to coexist. And the social fabric, I think that's the primary reason today why people come to work, is because they want to have the social interaction, they want to have mentorship, and the social fabric, that basically the sense of belonging in that AI-driven world where your work has become more complex while the machines are doing the simplified work. I think the social fabric or feeling of being connected to an organization, feeling connected to your co-workers, I think will become even more critical. Different AI maturity curves. We work with a lot of GCCs in the country. Many of them are just starting off. Many of them use co-creation agents. Some of them have gotten to a level where the workstation itself has become an ideation lab. The level of technology that they're building into a simple workstation is transforming how they look at work, right? I mean, we used to think about workstations as, simple places where you placed your laptop and did your work. Now, obviously, they started doing sit-stand workstations. We are currently working with a couple of organizations where the complete workstation becomes an AI embedded solutioning system. So I think that's how, at the spectrum of the AI maturity curve, every organization will have to find its own answer. But the reality is, if you do not have an AI strategy integrated into your workplace, I think you will be left behind. So two worlds to coexist, one human, the other analog. And I think the human will have to flow with the digital, and the analog will have to coexist, where the analog will be forced to kind of flow as the digital flows, because the digital is going to flow extremely fast. And if your workplace is not able to adapt to the needs of the digital, then the analog will be left behind, and it will create a environment where there will be always constant friction, right? And I think to give you a simple example, in the future, in the very near future, any environment that you create will have to be adaptable. So this room should be able to be transformed, not within hours, but within seconds. If I wanted to be set up as a training room, if I wanted to set up as a work area, if I wanted to set up as a collaboration area, all of this will happen seamlessly on a switch of a button. And that's the level of workplace integration that we are talking about. And as I said, I mean, the prototypes are already out there, right? Clearly what we are building, at least as a company, we are doing a few different things. One, we are using AI to develop technology to ensure that the speed of delivery becomes faster. It typically takes, from the point somebody gives us their requirements to getting a good for construction document that starts work at site, it's about an 8-week process. Today, we are working with a couple of large research institutions and software companies to take that down to 8 hours. So that's the level of AI fluency that we are trying to bring into the ecosystem. I think for us, every organization, one of the key discussions, and a lot of GCCs who are coming to India, my first question to them is, where is your cultural docket, right? Many of them have it, many of them don't have it, but the adaptation of that cultural to India is as important, right? It's not important to say I have a culture in Silicon Valley and hence it's the same thing. You have to adapt that. And I think that's about the cultural intelligence that we talk about. Our first discussions are around what does the brand stand for? What is your vision? What is your mission? What is your purpose? And all of these flow into culture. So the cultural intelligence becomes the one thread that ties the digital and the analog together. And as I said, adaptability is going to be key. If your workspace cannot adapt, you will be left behind. And I think organizations which create these workspaces which are adaptable, which are flow with the task as required, which create various opportunities for people to interact and kind of get their best outcomes, I think will be the ones that will succeed in the future. And again, I think the key question is your workspace future ready? If not, please contact us. We will help you. All right. Thank you.